I'm being forcibly removed from the building again of a public lobby, so.
So if you want to take out that gun and badge, I'm happy to scrap with you one day. You want to do it, let's do it. Let me know, buddy.
That is not a crime, and you're telling me to get out of my vehicle.
Do you know where Lieutenant Mingus is right now? So no, he's not in the building?
I don't know. I'm not.
What do you know? I'm not telling you nothing else until I find out who's driving that vehicle. You not a supervisor, bro. I need somebody higher than you right now.
I didn't break the law. I'm not going to be found guilty of anything. This is a waste of time. If you guys want to know who I am, I'll tell you who I am. Okay. You want to know what I'm doing here? I'll tell you what I'm doing here.
If you didn't know, I went to the police academy and they kicked me out.
That's my purse! I don't know you!
Spit me in my face right now! She spit in my face!
Today's video takes us to the great state of California, where we find a moron who claims he's a born-again, butthurt frauditor and doesn't like Dr. Dave trolling him, among other channels. Well, Dr. Dave doesn't care about all that sheep show. You should know better. You should ask somebody. Yeah, you have me confused with somebody who cares about your fragile snowflake feelings. It's not me, sweetheart. But anyway, we're going to sit back, watch, and enjoy.
What's up, people? This is Sheep Show, and I am born again. Recently, the comment section of our channel has been infested with trolls. Their excrement, which sometimes resembles the English language, is literally scattered everywhere. Much of the increased troll activity is due to my support of a 62-year-old grandmother who has suffered greatly at the hands of an unjust, tyrannical, and oppressive government empowered and enabled by the aforementioned.
The grandmother that this fool is referring to is pictured here, Katie Kidman. Yeah, how many times has she been arrested for filming children? She's out of her bloody mind, and this idiot supports her. Sounds like they'd make the perfect couple. Maybe a May to December relationship, perhaps?
Another reason for the increased activity of these demonic gremlins is the fact that more of their fearless and heroic leaders are doing stories about my channel. In order to combat this infestation of goblin gibberish, which is literally stinking up the place, I have updated our no troll policy, which will now be posted in the description of every video, and we will double our efforts to eradicate these fake American, deep-throated, cop-sucking, blue line worshipping, boot-licking, freedom-hating monsters from our midst. And if I should fail, then I will be doomed to suffer the same horrific consequences as other YouTube channels, like Silence Boy, who after the Hobgoblin army joined forces and viciously and relentlessly attacked his channel, went from about 15,000 subs to almost 40,000 subs in just a few short months. Sigh. And I digress. Having said all this, I think it rude of me to fail to give the proper farewell to the little bastards. So here we go.
You know something, Frauditor? I don't really agree with all this born-again nonsense. You were born once. You don't get to be born twice. You might die more than once, but you can't be born more than once. But at any rate, yeah, if you're a really, truly born-again, quote-unquote Christian, you'll stop this nonsense. You're only in it for the clicks and views, just like all the other mucks. Yeah, that's right, you're a muck.
This bag of demon spooge that spoke the name of Sheep Show on their channel and opened the troll gates of hell on us is Steven Cintron in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, with the YouTube channel name of Familia TV. I don't dox people for the reason that I don't want people to dox me or anyone else for that matter. I believe in the biblical rule that you reap what you sow. Some other religions call it karma, and the Urban Dictionary defines karma as a bitch. I had absolutely no intention of personally identifying Stevie, but when I was scrolling through his content looking for the video he did about us, I saw that he was doxing auditors, namely Acura Amanda. Who the fuck doesn't like Acura Amanda? That's like hating Julia Roberts because she smiles too much. Like everyone else, I run an investigative background check on. I know Steven's home address, phone number, email addresses, social media accounts, business ventures, names of relatives, and names of neighbors. And I have access to the same detailed information about them as I have about Steven. I had a choice to go all scorched earth with Steven or take an eye for an eye.
Now imagine that. Another frauditor who's also a doxer. Who would have guessed about that? Must have been talking to Goat Boy. Well, anyway, Frauditor, you carry on, sweetheart, because I've been doxed all I can be doxed. You can't dox me any more than I've already been doxed.
I chose an eye for an eye, so I limited Steven's personal information to name and town. Doxing is like nuclear war. It's assured mutual annihilation, so stop doing it, Steven. Anywho, this old fart has a voice like Fran Drescher after a lifetime of exogenous testosterone abuse. Plus his channel content sucks. So moving on. The next bottle of stale troll beer is Dr. Dave Beer, Professor and Debunker of Frauditors. Unlike Familia TV, at least Dr. Dave has personality. I didn't say he has a good personality, I just said he has personality. Like most trolls, Dr. Dave sits in his dark and damp troll cave and makes money by reposting and commenting on other people's content. Like every other one of these parasitic, freedom-hating troll orgy sites, Dr. Dave spews forth a narrative that is completely void of fact and completely detached from anything occurring in the video. Dr. Dave starts his narration by stating that I went to the Health and Human Services Department and demanded to film the notices on the wall and that it didn't work out so well for the little lad. So far so good, except for the fact that it was the Transitional Assistance Department and not the Health and Human Services Department, and except for the fact that I didn't demand anything, and except for the fact that I did film the signs, and except for the fact that I refused to leave when ordered to leave by the security guard and county employees, and except for the fact that I was not arrested or cited.
Hey, sonny boy, nobody said you were arrested, nobody said you were cited, but you were forced to leave the building. You have a short memory. You have a selective memory. Oh, you have no memory at all? I understand. Not to worry, sweetheart. I'll be sure to keep on watching your channel next time you F up. Yeah.
And except for the fact that everything worked out perfectly well, and except for the fact that I'm not little, and except for the fact that I'm not a lad, other than that, Dr. Dave got everything right. Jesus, help me. This is just the first minute of this witless leprechaun's narration. Perhaps you had one too many stale troll beers, Dr. Dave. Just like stale beer, Dr. Dave needs to be flushed. Did I mention that Dr. Dave looks like the brown gargantua's twin brother? Anywho, Dr. Dave and his beer-drinking troll channel isn't worth any more of my creative editing time, so moving on. Besides, you can find all the creative content created by others on his and other parasitic troll channels for your viewing enjoyment. Just make sure you wear a body condom. Those troll orgy channels are disgusting. Oh boy, have I saved the best for last. This nutless troll sack managed to get more wrong than the previous two combined. This troglodyte gutter slut even sounds like a troll. Let's skip the troll foreplay and get right to the good stuff. Seconds after this colossal conundrum ridicules my legal genius, she says this.
If you would take 2 minutes and stop being a sheep and licking Rochelle's boots, you might be able to find that it is not legal in California to go into a school and start filming. But please, carry on with your stupidity.
Okay, trolls, I'm gonna read it real slow for you because I'm sympathetic to the fact that your heads are so far up your asses that you can't tell the difference between hemorrhoids and a toothache. So here goes nothing.
I'm shocked. This Frauditor claims to be born again, a man of the cloth, a man of God, if you will, and he uses a lot of catchphrases that are really nasty. Somebody's head up your ass? Well, that's not very nice. I don't think that's good at all. But I tell you what, Frauditor, I will send you some Dr. Dave's maximum strength butthurt cream. Oh, I guarantee it'll work.
The legislature finds that use by any person, including a pupil of any electronic listening or recording device, in any classroom. Here, I'll do it again for you. In any classroom. If that doesn't make you want to punch yourself in the face, this she-troll goes on to have a complete psychotic break over this. Because I have the penal code right here in my pocket and you are an educator.
You just called the principal uneducated? You are the one that just declared that you had a 9th grade education. That principal has significantly more education than you will ever have. With regards to education and the education system. You stand there with a straight face and say that, and you have no idea of how much work someone like that has put into to get into the position they're in right now.
What Blackheart Knight says there is absolutely correct. You need so much education to become an administrator, even at the elementary school level. But at any rate, Frauditor, I want to ask you why you keep referring to Blackheart Knight as a she. Is that just an oversight on your part, or are you trying to belittle Blackheart Knight? Yeah, you know what? I think we're going to have to do a re-examination of your entire channel, Sheep Show, and figure out what your deal is. Oh, yes, we are. Oh, and by the way, you born-again, butthurt Frauditor, just because you can film in the classroom doesn't mean you should. That's rather creepy. Why would you want to film elementary school children? I know plenty of parents like to kick your ass.
Really sad, this lobotomized she-troll will now need countless hours of therapy. And it's even more sad that I never said you are uneducated. I said you are an educator. Rewind the video and see for yourself. Oy vey, you can't make this crap up, people. These trolls really are the stupidest people on the entire planet.
Well, now, there you have it, folks. I guess the Sheep Show doesn't know about Dr. Day's reputation, but you'll find out, sweetheart, because I'm going to download every single video you have, and I'm going to go through every one of them, and I'm going to figure out what I can do to piss you off. Ooh, because that's what I do. That's what I do best. Piss people off. While at the same time, I make my subscribers very happy. Not to worry, though. You don't have to worry, sweetheart. If you enjoy watching idiots, imbeciles, and morons on my channel, please subscribe. As always, thanks so much for stopping by, Sheep Show. Cheers to that.